Bob Beaumont.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Bob Beaumont. I'm from Wallingford. I oppose House Bill 5040 because it's wrong to punish innocent people who embrace self-defense or want to from being able to afford to do so. It's no different when the price of a gun permit went from $70 to $300 that also tried to discourage illegal gun ownership and made people more vulnerable. I've driven streets such as Dixwell, Whaley and Grand Avenues and Ferry Street, Stratford Avenue and Bridgeport, Albany and Blue Hills Avenues, Park Street, Franklin, Campfield, Maple, Aves, Baldwin and Cherry and Waterbury, and walked streets such as Myrtle, Willow, and Hobart and Meriden. Streets that run through dangerous areas where a lot of crimes occur, particularly with firearms. Yet I think it's amazing how those of you who represent these neighborhoods are silent about this crime. And I remember recently a school in New Haven was grazed by bullets from a recently released gang member a few months back. Channel 8 reported about it, but strangely, the senator and state rep in that neighborhood said nothing. Despite the selective outrage, it's incredible that you come and want to punish innocent people who live in and outside of these areas and put self-defense, specified right from both the state and federal constitutions, out of reach despite claiming otherwise. I read a chart from the Department of Justice that said criminals showing where they get their guns. And surprise, not from gun shows at a mere 0.8%, but illegally on the streets with a whopping 43.2% of purchases. Separate from this report, a lot of black women, some of whom are likely in the inner city, are interested in obtaining gun permits to protect themselves. I saw something recently in Cincinnati talking about this. You know, the idea of punishing your political adversaries is nothing new. I remember the gentleman from the 9th District said of tolls, towns that oppose us should have their funding taken away. A woman in the 49th District said towns who oppose forced regionalization should have their town lines erased. The woman from the 85th District, albeit in a nicer sounding way, said that without tolls our bridges will fall down. Or as the gentleman from the 26th District said, he laughed at people who complained about tax hikes he had just voted for. I spoke with a man about the plastic bag tax, and he said that it wasn't to raise money but to force you to stop using them. So when the gentleman from the 28th District asked during a toll hearing, what's everyone making a big deal for? Well, it is a culture of scaring people and coercing others into getting your way. That's unacceptable. To drive up the price of ammunition and permits while giving criminals a pass is unacceptable. Just because you ignore crimes in neighborhoods in your district that through your votes you've enabled the conditions there, it doesn't give you the right to punish those of us or people who further and export such unsafe, dysfunctional conditions upon the rest of us. This bill needs enabling more deadly situations, punishing self-defense, and subsidizing anti-gun groups needs to be rejected and voted down. This is an election year. Our eyes are on you. I'm happy to talk to any questions.
Thank you for your testimony. Appreciate you being here. Are there any questions for Mr. Beaumont? Seeing none, thank you very much.